mega, 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 mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to everyone. Magandang umaga, gabi, tanghali, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, bangwa to everyone. O, diba? Ayan. So, tonight, we're going to welcome muna pala. Ayan. O, diba? Everyone, welcome to Icy Fit live stream. O, diba? Ayan, ang aga-aga nagkakamali kagad. O, diba? Am I loud and clear, guys? Am I very, very, very loud and clear? I like my hair. Do you like my hairstyle, guys? Nabaliw na naman ako, ayan. And of course, ayan, Shirley Bastardo, Christian Andulan, ayan, of course, to my admin, mega, mega love shout out, mga mga bida, bida, bida dyan. And of course, to my BFF, Rian's Kitchen, kinig lang while eating dinner. And of course, birthday ni Rain bukas BFF at dahil dyan, before we do anything at all, ayan, eto para sa iyo, Rain. Ayan, guys, if you're in the live chat right now and if you're watching right now, please do greet Ayan. Please subscribe so you can, type on the live chat. And of course, please greet Rain, ayan, the kid of my BFF. And of course, kay Gandang Jubes TV. Mega, mega love shout out. Hello, Miss IC. And, ayan, dahil dyan, ito para sa iyo, Rain. O, diba? Happy, 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 happy birthday to you, Rain. Ayan, I hope you're gonna have a wonderful, wonderful day tomorrow. Anong mga handa natin dyan, Rain? Ibalot mo ako, ayan. Thank you, BFF. So happy birthday again to you, Rain. And of course, more birthdays to come. And be a very, very good kiddo to BFF. Ayan. I hope you enjoy your day. And I hope you get to be a wonderful person. Diba? Tama ba yung BFF? Happy birthday, Rain, from admin. And of course, kinig na here, Miss IC, ligo pa. Ayan, sana all nakakaligo. O, diba? And of course, guys, don't forget, ayan, if you are watching this right now, please do me a favor and share this live stream to your social media and community. Ayan, let's get emotionally and mentally fit. Ayan, let's share awareness on different topics. Ayan, thank you, admin IC. Ayan, and of course, BFL. Eat lang. Ayan, I hope you have a wonderful dinner dyan. Ayan, ikain mo na rin ako. Ayan, happy birthday again to you, Rain. Mwah, 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 mwah. Ayan, diba? Ang galing-galing. Ayan. And of course, guys, our topic for tonight is public display of affection. Diba? Do you have enough of it? And of course, the word skinship. Ayan, have you ever heard of the word skinship? We're going to talk about that tonight. Ayan, because I don't know, it's actually like it's just years ago that I actually stumbled onto this word. I didn't know that this word exists. And when I was, researching about it, this word kinship is not just in Japan as well. Actually, I think in Korea as well, they use skinship. So we're going to talk about that tonight. And of course, like the public display of affection of Japan versus other countries, which is, like I think I'm privileged enough or privileged, the word privilege. I'm privileged enough to kind of like know different culture or background of affection, like giving affection. And the thing is, we're not just going to talk about, we're also going to talk about not just in relationship, but, like not just in love, but also like, in friendships, mother, kid, father, kid, and stuff like that. We're all going to talk about it. I hope, I'm not going to do any overtime tonight. Ayan. I'm going to stick with my hour for tonight. So, Yan, just keep in mind, guys, and to all the people, ayan, that want to come up and talk with me tonight as well, ayan, let's just keep in mind we have time today, diba? And of course, guys, if you're watching this on replay, let me know what is, like what is the culture in your country? Do you show affection or is it also like different affection? Kenabog! Oh, diba? I like that name. Kenabog! Hello, 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 and hola, hola, hola. Mega, mega love shout out to you as well. And of course, kay Gandang Jensky Vlog. Mega, mega, mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to you as well. Kumusta, kumusta? Kumusta kayong lahat, guys? Kumain na ba kayo? What did you guys eat? Of course, I always ask, what did you guys eat? What's your dinner? Stuff like that. And do you have, ayan, Jensky vlog. Oh, ang dami naman yan, Jensky. Ay, matadtad naman ang lipstick yung aking mukha dyan. O, di ba? Kakauwi lang. O, di ba? Ayan, kahit walang nagtatanong. O, di ba? Ang aga-aga, ang kulit ko na. Hindi, joke lang. Ayan. Oh, it's karisama this. Ayan. So, that's another word. In Japan, we say that when you're like going to work or you're tired and you're just kind of like, you're just finished at work. We always say that word. Otsukaresama desu. Oh, yan. Another language for you guys to remember. You doesn't know. Maybe you want to live in Japan, from bits and pieces of Japanese, we also gonna learn. And of course, I also encouraging everyone to practice their English in this live stream, no judgment, even though you feel like you're not comfortable speaking or writing about it because of grammar, wapake, just practice your English, guys, because it's very important not just to learn the language, but as well try to kind of like have a conversation with it. That's how you learn. Ganon. Admin, mega mega love shout out to you. O, diba? Ayan. Kay admin lang. Sa akin wala, Jensky. Preferred ko toast bread with egg for dinner. I wow. Toast bread. It's is it been a while? I actually like toast bread with butter, ayan, butter. Pinaarte pa eh, no? Ang arte-arty. Ayan. For the diet, hindi diet yun. 'Di ba? Tinapay nga, admin eh. Ayan, kinabog! Mega love shout out din pa pe po sa'yo. Ayan, kasi naman kinabog eh, o, di ba? Iba yung kabog na nararamdaman ko sa'yo tuloy. Ayan, sa'yo, sexy host. And of course, to you, kinabog, mega love shout out din. O, di ba? Ang ganda siguro ni kinabog. O, ang ganda ng picture. O, di ba? Ano ba yan? Nahahatsik pa ako, guys. Wait. Okay. Ayan. Hindi diet yun. Pag di ako nagro-rice, bread ang kinakain ko. O, di ba? Asan ang diet doon? Guys, if you want to stick with a good diet, bread is not is not good, di ba? Especially white bread, any processed bread, it's not good, di ba? Tapos hindi nakakain si Jensky. Ayoko nang kumain. Ito na nga, sinabi pa kasi. Itlog na nga lang. Ayan, but guys, also, ayan, just a little segue before we go start and talk about skinship, when it comes to dieting, not eating or hindi pagkain is not diet, you have to eat, and the thing, because of that, tubig na lang. Tubig na lang nga, masaya na ako. Admin! Hola, hola! Ayan. Ikaw, kinabog. Anong kinain mo? I love your diction. Aw, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ayan. Buti may nagmamahal sa diction ko, diba? Shene all. Ganun, guys. Hindi yung magja-judge tayo when people start to speak English. Because I grew up in the Philippines. When you start speaking in English, sasabihin ka maarte, mga ganong bagay. So yung iba tuloy, imbis na practicein nila mag-English, ayaw na mag-English kasi baka sabihan ng maarte, 'di ba? Sa mga tao namang nasasabihan ng maarte, huyo sila, 'wag gano'n. Hayaan mo lang, mag-English ka pa rin, 'di ba? Chicken adobo lang po. Hoy, 'wag na 'wag mong inaalang 'yan, Diyos ko po, gustong-gusto ko 'yan. Meron pa ba akong natira? Actually, I did adobo. That's not a good diet because it's a lot of sodium, but I did adobo. And the thing is, like adobo is soy sauce based, like it's a cuisine in the Philippines, and it's something that like there's a lot of version of adobo, but the thing is I cannot for the love of me, I cannot do the perfect adobo that I had, which cooked by my admin and of course my other cousin. I love their adobo, but I couldn't do it. And of course, Black Gamer Romainer is in the house. Ayan, what the hell is kinship? That is what we're going to talk about, and that is what I'm gonna teach you. What is it? What is it? What does it mean? Ayan, so stay tuned, Lee. Hi, Idol. Ang cute mo naman. Ooh, may paganyang ka pa eh, di ba? Ay, Christopher Terrain. Ayan, mega mega love shout out. Of course, mana ko kay admin, 'di ba? Ayan. Timing yung pagpasok ko dito, kala no rice diet lang din. Kaka no rice diet lang din. Yes, like actually Kenabog, we actually do a lot of like physical fitness, and like something about getting yung pambalik alindog, ganyan ganyan, usually on Wednesday. So you should actually come here as well on Wednesday, 'di ba? Para malaman mo, pwede ka magtanong, unlimited question is fine, Kenabog. Ayan, tingnan ko nga si Kenabog, o 'di ba? Oh, ayan, para kitang-kita na kita. Uy, maganda si Kenabog, guys. Oh. Ayan, kinabog. Throwback photos, ayan. O, 'di ba? Minahal na kita kinabog dahil diyan, o, 'di ba? Mahal na mahal, ayan. Boo is godlike. Oh, adobo, Lee. Ayan, adobo. My admin actually is good at cooking. Like, she really, really cooks good. Ayan, yes, that is, I like to cook always. Adobo, especially adobo pork. Pork adobo. Whew, especially super spicy. I like it. O, diba? Jubes, sige, iligo mo kami dyan, Jubes, ha? Ayan, huwag kalimutan yung mga kile-kile, mga, alam mo na. Anyways, guys, we're going to start tonight. Ayan, did I say something that I'm supposed to say, but I forgot? Ayan, sige. Ayan, before we say something, let's do the parang lumaki lalo ako nung nag-workout ako tas tinigil ko lumamon. Now naman, tamad mag-workout kaya diet na lang. Uy, that's actually good. Like for English speakers in the house, guys. So Kenabog was saying, she thinks that she actually gained weight. Ayan, o weight o hindi ko sinabing fat. O, gain weight when she was working out, and then after that when she started working out, she felt like she's gaining weight. So now she lost motivation, so she's going to like do the diet. Actually, that's very good. Like I always say that if you want to lose your weight, or if you want to kind of like like one of those people that actually doesn't like exercise, which is bad, at least do exercises, body weight exercises. And with that said, guys, ayan, you can check out my my playlist, guys. You can all actually check it out. It's in Tagalog. So to all my Filipino viewers, ayan, if you want to start your fitness journey, check what Nightbot has just, ayan, dinala kita sa CR. Ay, ano ba yan? Thank you naman, Juice Ganda. I like it. Ayan, pasilip ng bongga, o, 'di ba? Makakasilip tayo kay ano, ayan. And of course, ayan, adobo admin is very similar to Caribbean cuisine actually. Filipino cuisine is very similar to Caribbean cuisine. Let's teach each other admin. Oh, 'di ba? Oh, magturuan daw kayo ni Lee admin. Admin, I'm fond of singing, but I'm not a singer. Me too, Kenabog. O, 'di ba? The song doesn't like me, but I like the song. O, 'di ba? Filipino English right there. Ayan. But as I've said, guys, if you want to start your fitness journey, you want to start it the right way, you have to understand exactly why you're doing it and why, what muscles do you have a foundation, where to start. Please check out Ayan. Nightbot actually dropped the link. Check that playlist. It's in Tagalog. And also, if you are English speakers, there's subtitles as well in there. That's my proudest moment. That's where all, like beginners should start, in my opinion. So check that out, understand it. It's all the basics of all the experiences I've had throughout my beginner clients. Pero may mga song covers po ako. Yes, I saw that. O, 'di ba? Naku, papakinggan ko 'yan. Mamaya humble lang ito si Kinabog eh. Ayan. Ay, but you have a good voice, Ma'am Kinabog. O, 'di ba? O, nasilip ka na pala ni admin ko Kinabog. O, 'di ba? Bongga. Ayan. And yes, admin, I cook. O, 'di ba? May pagano'n pa siya. Oh, 'di ba nakahubo daw siya, nakahubo sili guys. Oo, ayan. Guys, also Black Gamer Romainer is, like he posted some, gaming and like kind of like storytelling. Ayan. So please check him out as well. And of course, ayan, habang nagyayaw-yaw ako dito guys, kung di nyo pa na mamahal yung mga ibang tao dyan, mahalin nyo yung isa't isa guys. Libreng-libre lang po yan guys. Beautiful! I like that. Beautiful. O, and of course, Samantha M. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yes, dun kita nakita. Gumagala ako dati. O bakit dati lang? Ayan. Kinabog actually, from time to time, like if I have, like, if I didn't get, like if I don't talk a lot, or if there's a time, kung merong oras, usually before I end the live stream, you can actually sing here. And also we have caroling. So you have to stay tuned. Gusto mo mangaroling ka dito, kinabog mamaya. We have the keyword. Ay, ano bang keyword natin today? Ay, wala kasing nangangaroling, guys. Kaya nakakalimutan ko eh. Ayan. But if you want, ayan. But I'm not sure today. It depends on how the conversation goes today. But if I have time, before the live stream ends, if you're still around Kinabog, pakitaan mo naman kami dyan. Uy, diba? But make me remember kasi makakalimutin ako. Ayan. And of course, Rian, thank you naman dyan, BFF ko, o, diba? Ayan. Admin, you're an entertainer. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Oh, I love it, Kanabog yan. Sige, practice ka lang dyan. Jensky Vlog, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks ulit sa help kanina. Ay, wow. Nagtulungan kayo kanina. O, diba? Dito pa talaga kayo nagpasalamatan sa isa't isa. O, diba? Ayan, sige guys. I-ano nyo yan. Welcome sis, Jens. Ayan. Welcome sis. Ayan. Oo naman, pero silent lang po. Oh. Huwag ka mag-silent. Oo. Para maramdaman kita lagi. Ayan. Diba? Ayan. Para di maramdaman ka ni admin. O, diba? Usually kasi, ayan, para lang 'to sa mga Pilipino, 'di ba? Ayan, sa mga Pilipino na nakakasalamuha ko dito sa mundong YT. Ayan, kapag nakikita ko kasi kayo, mas napa-priority ko minsan kung sino yung mga susuportahan ko pabalik. Kasi siyempre, 'di ba, suportahan lang, 'di ba, mga gano'ng bagay. So, na-appreciate ko yung mga ganyan. Hindi ko kasi nakikita, 'di ba, sa dami-dami ba naman ng minamahal natin dito sa YT, naku, magulo-gulo na yung utak ko. Pero ayan, kinabog o dahil maingay ka din diyan sa baba, ayan, o 'di ba? Noted na noted na noted na noted at I love the name kinabog, o 'di ba? Ayan, sexy host will go now. Sorry, may pasyente kasi ako. Sumilip lang po ako. Yes, yes. Thank you, Kinabog. Ayan, makikita mo rin ako dyan. Thank you sa pagsilip. And syempre sa pagyayaw kahit onti, di ba? I appreciate that a lot ng bonggang-bongga. And ingat ka dyan, Kinabog. Ayan. And of course, sa pasyente mo, hope, ayan, she or he felt better soon. O, di ba? O, 'di ba ang kulit ni BFF, o 'di ba may oras siya ngayon, gumaganyan ka pa Rian, oh. Ayan, but thank you Rian. Ayan, mwah, bye sexy host and admin. Say guys, ayan, say bye to Kenabog. Ayan, nice meeting you in the live chat of my live chat. And thank you for kind of like interacting even in a short period of time. We love to know more about you, Kenabog. O, 'di ba? Ay wow, gumaganon siya, oh, ang dami. Oh, 'di ba upgraded ang BFF ko. Ayan. So guys, let's start the night. Ayan, I talk too much. Ayan, we'll start the night so we can finish fast as well. Oh, 'di ba? Ayan. And bye po Kinabog. Hope you visit again. Ayan. 'Di ba? Bisitahin mo rin kasi admin. Ito ako lang bumibisita. Ikaw din ha. Sabay gana. But anyways, guys, yeah, let's start the night. I'm gonna do this for a bit so I can, like, so today we're gonna have like skinship and we're gonna react on a video as well tonight. So I want you to interact with me. Let me know your opinions and how is it in your country? Does affection or giving affection is kind of like a taboo, or is it something like, like public display of affection is something that you yourself is awkward to give, or is it because your culture or your background it's not really a thing, diba? So anyways guys, I know you didn't, some of you didn't or doesn't heard of this word skinship. So that's where we're going to start. Ayan, let me just fix this. Ayan. O, diba? Puro ako ayan, guys. May nagbibilang ba dyan, guys? Wala naman, diba? Ayan. So, we're here. Ay, square naman. Guys, do you like my effort today? Ang arte ko. No? Ayan. Rian, tapos ka na kumain. O, diba? Tapos na ba kumain si Rian? Oo. Mamaya mabilaukan ka pa dyan talaga, ha? Ayan. So guys, as I've said, ayan, eat well, have dinner, eat for me as well. So, what is skinship? Ayan. What is skinship? That's where we're going to start today. So, skinship. Ayan. In Japan, because we don't really pronounce, we have Japanese English. We don't pronounce the English the way it should be pronounced. So in Japan, we pronounce it as skinship. Oh, diba? Did you get that, guys? Ayan. So skinship in Japanese, skinship. Skinship. Oh, diba? Ayan. Di pa. Oh, diba? Hindi pa daw. Ayan. So is a wase ego. So when we say wase ego, guys, ayan, it means, ayan, o, diba? Ni-research ko to, guys. And of course, for you guys, if you want to come to Japan, this is also kind of like a hub just to kind of like give you a glimpse of what you have to expect in Japan. Because, as a foreigner, sometimes you have this idea of Japan, but at the same time, if that idea doesn't, or like if your expectation doesn't meet, if your it doesn't meet your expectation, then that's where sometimes, like, so just a little bit of glimpse. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe and smash that like button. Sabi nila kailangan daw may ganun. So, Wasei Eigo, which means Japanese made English. Oh, not just like Filipino. Sometimes we make our own English, which we called Taglish. So in Japanese, we do have that as well. It's kind of like that. So in English words coined in Japan, our Japanese language expressions based on English words or parts of word combinations, which is like Taglish as well, that do not exist in standard English or whose meanings differ from the words from which they were derived. So linguistic classifies them as pseudo loanwords or pseudo anglicisms. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So going back to skinship, ayan, is a wasei ego or a Japanese word coined using English root origins, initially to describe the closeness between a mother and her child due to the physical contact of their naked skin. Contemporary use of the word includes the close relationship that develops between friends or co-workers when they share their nakedness at a public bathhouse. So, as I've said before, guys, in Japan we have these public bathhouses. So in public bathhouses, there's like women and men, and in the Philippines, we don't have that. In America, I'm pretty sure they don't have that as well. I don't think that would exist. But in Japan, it's very normal. We called it public bathhouse, which you actually, it's like like an hot spring, or like we call it onsen or something like that. You go there, but you have to be fully naked. Everything. You have to show everything when you kind of like take a bath with different strangers. So that's kind of like a thing in Japan. So if you want, you can, like you can actually experience that. It's probably a good experience for some, but not for me, It's been like I'm in Japan for a long time, but I've never really get into that kind of culture. Like I like it private. Private onsen, private hot spring is good, but I've never really get into that culture of taking a bath with a stranger naked. Even though it's all girls, I'd rather have it all boys. But ayan, o 'di ba? Ang kulit. But the thing is being serious, it's not my thing. It's like I don't really like it personally, but some people do. But if you are going to Japan, I recommend you try that. It's actually nice, It's a different culture. So, going back to skinship. Asa ba tayo, guys? Ayan. So, stripping away the social construct that would otherwise differentiate them as boss and employee or senior and junior, which is this is pretty interesting for me. I never really kind of like thought of it in that manner. Like, like it's kind of like a way of Japanese that, like, so the, because in Japan, ranking is very, very like important, like really, like it's such a big deal that ranking or how many years you work in a company, we call it senpai, like higher rank from you or like older than you. So the thing is, it's a very big deal. Like you can actually feel we don't have that poverty level where if you're rich and someone is poor, you'll feel the discrimination. In Japan, it's more of like in the workplace or even just, like the age, it's more of like that. But usually in the workplace, there's like the ranking. You actually can feel if you're in the lower level. So I didn't thought about this, which is kind of nice, so the earliest citation of this word appears in Nihon Kokugo Daijiten in 1971. So skinship is also used by Koreans speaking English to describe a casual, physical, or sexual relationship. So the thing is, it also, like used in Korea, which is kind of like our cousin, maybe, you know. But, that's a different topic. So, ayan. And some, okay. So again, like this is awase ego terms, which is not recognizable. So if I like example earlier, when I said skinship, Lee as a Brit, from Britain, doesn't seems like doesn't know the word skinship because this is basically non-existent in English language. It's derived, it's based from an English, it's a combination of two. So, skinship, which refers to this is another definition, guys, is a physical contact between close friends or loved ones and appears to be a portmanteau. I think I pronounced that correctly. I kind of researched it, but now I don't remember if I pronounce it. Portmanteau of skin and kinship. So basically, two words put together. Ayan. Nakain admin, kain tayo. O, diba? Sige, ikain nyo ako. Nagugutom na rin ako, guys. Ayan. So, this is another. In Korea, the term skinship is used to describe the act of intimate, non-sexual touching between very close, usually same sex. So girl to girl, boy to boy, diba? Include both genders. Platonic friends. When we say platonic friends, my friends na nga, may platonic pa. Friends, gano'n. It involves acts such as holding hands, arms hugging, and kissing on the cheeks. So these are all kind of like, the affection. That's why we're going to kind of like touch the public display of affection in Japan, and at least, like, coming from the Philippines as well. I'm going to talk about that as well. So guys, if you also have different opinions, because this is just my experiences of how I observed it, I'm very, 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 I will appreciate it if you kind of like interact of how it is in your country. Ayan, because I do like to know like what is the culture? What do you think is why other people have awkwardness, I guess, when it comes to those things, you know. And Ayan, sometimes it goes even deeper than that and can even involve bathing together. As Koreans, as I've said earlier, and Japanese believe that group nudity helps break down the barriers and helps establish a closer relationship. Ayan. Of course, you see each other. You see each other naked. Of course, it's gonna build a closer relationship. Ayan. Guys, tanong lang to guys Kayo ba guys, gaano na kadami yung mga nakita niyong hubot-hubad? Yung ano, kumbaga observation lang. Mabibilang niyo pa ba sa kamay ninyo kung gaano at kung gaano kadami yung mga nakita niyo ng hubot-hubad sa tanang buhay ninyo? Okay, it's not unusual to see Koreans walking and holding hands with each other. So Koreans probably are the same in Japan. Even if they're not in a relationship. So that just means that they have a deep skinship with each other. Oh, okay. And thank you, Saudajis. This is where I got it from. So, in a glance, that what it was, guys. So, we're going to go back to Ayan. Oo, ang shrimp. Dami ko nakain. Ah, bakit? Anong kinain mo? Salamat, Jensky. Katatapos ko lang din kumain. Pritong manok. My admin eat like fried chicken. And I would assume fried eggplant. And of course, toyo na may... Hmm, kasar ko. Kasar kayo, guys. Now I'm getting hungry. I just asked what's your dinner is, but I feel like you're just making me feel bad now. Anyway, Ako din, dami ko din nakain. Eh, ikaw pa talaga, Christopher talaga. Oh, nagpasalamat ka sa nagluto. Ayan. Oh, 'di ba tuwang-tuwa si Jensky naman, oh, si Jensky, ayan, baka malunok mo yung isang buong itlog, Jensky, dahan-dahan, hinay-hinay, hanay-hanay. Ayan. So, guys, so the thing with public display of affection in Japan, and as I've said, growing up in the Philippines, I'm pretty much, I would say I'm lucky, because, I get a lot of affection. And this is one of the things that I feel like, like I don't want to like touch other subjects when it comes to this, but just talking about like affection, it's not just, like mother, it's not just like in a relationship, but like, family. And I think there's actually like one article that I've kind of like looked into it. They were actually thinking there's a study before that there's a study before when it comes to infants. Back in the day they had this study where they would put a child like isolated without mother's touch and such with the other one who had more affection from the mother, and they felt like the fatality, or like the baby that could actually be born is actually, it's much higher, the percentage is much higher with the babies that are actually given affection. So when it comes to skinship, when it comes to skinship, I'm pretty like everyone need it. Everyone, it doesn't matter where, like, what background you came from. Of course there's a line, guys. There's a line when it comes to affection. You just don't kind of like, just do it without, there's actually like you have to read people as well. But Survivor, welcome back to you. Hi, and hi to you as well. Ola, ola, ola. Ayan. Ikaw ba nagluto? Wow naman, Christopher. Ayan, wow. Bongga, a dude that knows how to cook like it. 'Di ba? Guys, if you're a dude, make sure to know how to cook as well. It's very, very nice. If you want to date someone, if you want to be, like, if you want to be seen as a very, very, like, it's actually nice if you can cook. 'Di ba? Ayan. And of course, yon. So another one, before we even like kind of like touch a lot of subject when it comes to like public display of affection, which is skinship, we're also going to watch, a video from one of the YouTube channel in Japan, that actually she asked people, different perspective as well in the streets. And this video that I'm going to show you, it's one of these things that she asked, foreigners that here in Japan if they know the word skinship. So let's watch it. And if you want to watch it, full episode, the description link is down below. So you can actually visit that, watch it. There's a bunch of like questions and, like interesting stuff that you can actually see or hear or watch, that is from Japanese and foreigners in Japan. You'll probably like her as well, so come visit her. Ayan, so this is a video from Ask Japanese. If you know them, good for you. If you don't, check them out. Ayan, so we're gonna change it again. How are you, Servo? Diba? Tired as always, but good. Yes. I think, that's life. I was actually talking about that as well, Servo. Like, I'm really tired today. Actually, like I had a nap, after work. I had like couple hours before live stream starts. So I kind of like doze off. But I feel like it's so hard for me to get up, and kind of like I actually thinking like maybe I shouldn't do live stream today. But because I know you guys, this is kind of like a highlight for me in my week. I don't want to miss it as well, because I know if I didn't do it, I'll regret it afterwards. So I did it. The same thing as fitness, the same thing as anything that you want to do in life. Sometimes you're going to lose motivation. Sometimes you don't want to do it because you're tired, but just do it anyways. Because at the end of the day, you'll feel better that you did it. Less regrets, because life with regrets is not good. Ganun lang yun. Ayan. Make some rest, Sir Servo. O, diba? Yes. So, I hope we're gonna keep you company, Servo, while you're kind of like refreshing. And I'm pretty sure you're taking or drinking your coffee, or you're probably still in your bed. Ayan. So, we're gonna start watching this, guys. And, tell me what you think. Um, Ayan. So we're just gonna start. So if you want to watch the full episode of this, the description is in the link down below. Let me know if you can hear it, guys. Okay.
Made out of animal skin.
Naked?
Shibu.
A ship made out of animal skin.
Naked?
Something naked, like
Pardon? Oh,
something
it does sound
naked.
like that, right?
Skinship? No, like with the ships, the white things. That to take the how you say the fur away.
Oh, like a razor?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Onsen, swimming bath.
Sounds like skin, so it sounds like somebody's naked.
Skinship. No, it's not. Is it?
Like, I'm into skin.
Oh, when
Naked
salarymen
people?
just take all the clothes off in karaoke and trying to sing?
Sheepskin. Skinship, sheepskin.
Sorry, what?
Sheepskin.
Something to do with your like skin on your face, like face wash or something. I don't know.
So the thing, guys, if you're a foreigner, like if you're a foreigner, do you think of it like that? Like when you hear the word skinship or like skinship, just the first thing that comes to your head, is it like a ship? You know, so like a lot of people here thinks it could be like because it's skin, it's naked. But what about you guys, Ayan? What do you think about this? Like when you first heard of this word? Because for me, when I first heard of this word, I was like, what is that? Like I don't know, it doesn't exist in my vocabulary, but because I'm in Japan, and if you want to live in Japan, maybe it's pretty much, you should learn this as well.
Now I'm thinking like a horror movie where it's a ship that's like eating people's like souls, and, like eating
The
humans.
ghost ship.
Yeah.
The skin ship.
That's too
I
much.
don't know.
Or English pronunciation, skinship.
Skinship. Oh, it's like
March
being,
Banag
friends with
Vlog!
somebody.
Of course. Mega,
Being,
mega,
like,
mega,
really
mega,
good
mega.
friends.
Mega, 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 mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to you, Marge. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming, Marge.
Somebody like skinship.
Like a close relationship, kinship, friendship, skinship.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
That is it?
I teach English. I should know like some of these things,
Oh,
but
excuse me. Oh, no, I teach
I should
English.
know some of these things.
that's-
Yeah, I know.
Camaraderie. It's like a relationship where you connect to each other.
Yeah, it's like kinship or friendship.
It could also mean like kissing and stuff, I think. Right?
Does it? Does it? I didn't know
Ooh.
that one.
Worship is when you have public displays of affection.
Ooh.
Yeah.
PDA.
I know.
Wow, chicka wow wow.
I'm thinking it's like human contact, like touching.
Gonna be real. A skinship here is used for a close relationship if you're trying to build up a close relationship with someone, like kinship or friendship.
Oh, kinship. Okay, that makes
So that is what it means, guys. So as I've said earlier, guys, when it comes to like skinship, it's just basically like, like affection. I would just say it like that. Like, like giving affection, not just for your partner, but of course for your, like friends, like in the Philippines, we actually very very touchy, when it comes to friends. Like I remember, like actually I remember back in the day when I was like growing up in the Philippines, it's actually a thing, and I've always said this before. Like it's actually, that's why I know I'm like straight straight as f. Because like back in the day, I remember like growing up in my teen years, like when I meet my friends that are girls, my girlfriends, when I meet my girlfriends, we usually kiss on the lips. That's how we kind of like, greet each other. But then I stopped doing that when I found out that, it's kind of like appealing to guys. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, that's why I know for sure that I'm really straight. Not that I'm saying something, like, I hope you don't offend my LGBTQ community. But the thing is, that actually made me feel awkward. And after that, knowing that, I kind of like stopped doing that. But still, I think, like, this is kind of like my predicament, if you'd say. Like some people would tell me I really grew up in the Philippines because that's where I study, like, my early childhood days is in the Philippines. But sometimes I feel like there is really kind of like, I wonder if genes, when it comes to characteristics, it doesn't matter what culture background you have. It's more of like what do you have in you. Because sometimes I would hear it with my mom that I'm too Japanese with certain stuff. Like the same thing with this skinship. When it comes to like touching, if you're not someone that I'm so close with or I'm comfortable with, I don't really like you touching me. I think there is no cure in PDA. Why? Why no cure, Marge? Ayan. In the Philippines, public display of affection is a very, very big. It's like very big. Like everyone is almost like, in the Philippines, it's like how do you call that? Like if you didn't do that with your, especially in like romantic relationship, if you don't do that with your partner, we usually have this stigma. I remember this in the Philippines. The, like man or woman in the Philippines, if they're in a relationship and there's no affection in public, that means you're ashamed of who you're with. It's usually causes, tama ba ko guys? Ayan. It usually causes a lot of tension or at least like fights between lovers or like, couples because they don't show their affection in the Philippines. In Japan, on the other hand, public display of affection is not existing. But, I actually feel and I actually observe this more and more in our younger generation. And I think part of it is because of the influence of the Western, like the Western world of the movies, because Japan is so big in Western movies as well. And they like all this romantic stuff as well. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that I feel like because of the culture of a big culture of how Japanese don't give affection, it's kind of like a sign of weakness. So the thing is, it almost feels like they contradict themselves of like wanting it and they feel ashamed of wanting it. So they won't say it, but at the same time, they really want it. So it's really like I've had this conversation with my Japanese girlfriends, and the thing is it's a very very kind of like wonderful aspect to kind of like explore with. That's why today that's what I kind of want to explore, this PDA, because it's really different in the Philippines, in America, in Japan, and in Korea. I believe Korea also, they don't really do public display of affection. That's why they had this skinship thing going on as well. So ayan, si Marge tawa ng tawa. Gusto na mag-asawa ni Marge. But that's one of the things. So another, so, like as I've said, back in the day, like in the Philippines, like friends, I like, holding hands or like putting my arms around my friends or like my mom. it's a form of like, it's a nice feeling. It gives dopamine, like in scientific studies, like touching somebody, just even a hug. Like, like when you're struggling, do you even kind of like felt it? Like, when you're struggling in life, someone a pat on the back or kind of like hugging somebody without the words actually meant a lot, because that's very, very important. I think, like giving affection, just touching, caressing, it's really, really, really good. But I guess it's usually, it's like, this is my thing, like some people would say they don't want to be touched, which is like me, I don't like being touched. But who does want it to be touched by just anyone? But the thing is, it's like, I'm awkward. I wouldn't say I don't want to be touched because that's kind of like obvious. If you're a stranger, you don't want to be touched with a stranger. But, when it comes to like people that, like, for example, like I'm not comfortable with you and you kind of like, like kind of like show affection to me. I'm just being honest sometimes. It's like I cannot really, like receive it fully if I'm not comfortable. Like I feel awkward. Like there's something, there's already something wrong with me. But when it comes to like, like my kids or like my husband, my mom, my sister, or like, people that I'm really comfortable with, even sometimes with, with my own family, like sometimes there are moments like, it's like, is this is so awkward? Stuff like that. But I think that's just me. So I don't know. Maybe it's because, like most of my life I am in Japan and I kind of like, had that kind of mentality as well. But at the same time, I know it's very, very important to show that kind of affection as well, especially with kids. Kids need that. And there's actually like there's actually two stories, not two stories, but it's like I just kind of like remembered this. Like when I was in elementary in the Philippines, we actually visited a adoption house or adoption center. And the thing is, there's a lot of kids in there. Like you can actually feel the difference of like a person who needs affection. Like they hug different. Like I remember actually crying, when I was hugging a particular kid in that adoption center. Like there's difference when you hug someone and like just, like a casual hug or like something loving. And the same thing with my kids when, like when I scold them, stuff like that. There's like a huge difference when it comes to that. But that's just me. So I don't know about you guys. I am. So, anyways, we're gonna take a little break, guys. So please stay tuned. Watch this commercial break.
Wow! Congratulations!
And ayan, welcome back guys. Ayan, thank you naman for staying tuned guys. So, asa na tayo? Ayan, here in Philippines, many marites. Ay true, 'di ba? Kaya minsan 'di ba yung public display of affection, minsan hawak-hawak lang na ganyan. O kinabukasan, kayo na yung balita sa buong barangay kasi masyado kayong mahawak. Pero marami kasi sa ating mga Pilipino talaga yung may mga malalambing ika nga, 'di ba? Sobrang lambing nila. Ayan, wala man na tayong English speakers. If you're an English speaker, ayan, please press 1. If you're not, guys, ayan. So, ayun, katulad niyan, 'di ba? May mga ganyang bagay. Pero dito kasi sa Japan talaga, hindi masyado ditong uso. In Japan, it's not really very kind of like, it's not a thing, like holding hands, it's not really, you'll see a lot of couples in Japan, actually, they don't walk hand in hand, like holding hands, they don't. They actually walk just side by side. And I think a lot of like, like, I don't know if it's a Muslim country or like, like that part of the country where I don't know if it's still a thing, like they don't really do that as well. And I don't know if it's because they have to respect women or something like that. Like I wish we have someone who can actually give us some light. Why is it like that as well? And also, like, for example, like Nepal, like people in Nepal, actually it's very kind of like interesting to me because like I've met like Nepali, like Nepal people as well, like dudes actually walk like if they're friends with a dude, which for me is kind of like that's kind of but they do walk hand in hand, like they'll hold hand hand in hand walking, and there are adults. So I think it's also like a part of their culture that's just not frowned upon. But like in the Philippines, if it's dude, they don't really hold it hand in hand. And stuff like that, like there's really different kind of like different culture, different backgrounds. But as I've said, in the Philippines, if you don't show your affection, if you don't kind of like, like that to like a family, even with your kid, sometimes a lot of people, yung mga marites, sasabihin, hindi mo minamahal yung anak mo kasi hindi mo niyayakap, 'di ba? Masyado kang cold. Stuff like that. It's a very thing in the Philippines when you don't try to hug your kids in the Philippines, or like if you don't like hug your mom, or like anything like friends, or they would always think of you as a cold person. And it's kind of like it's a big deal as well in the Philippines. But in Japan, it's kind of like different. Like because, like for example, with me, my kids kind of like they're Japanese, they grew up here. So the thing is they're actually kind of like, it's weird for me because it's like when we're outside, especially, now that they're growing up, it's almost like they don't want to do that in public. Like, don't hug me, don't hold my hand, stuff like that. But when we are in the house, they still hug me, stuff like that. It's just very, very weird. I guess That's the thing when you're multicultural as well. But when it comes to like, like right now, I see more and more younger generation in Japan actually do hold hands when they walk outside, which is kind of like nice in a way because, like for me, in my experience, speaking with my Japanese girlfriends, sometimes they need it. It's not even like in a sexual way. It's not like like let's have sex or something like that. It's more of like they just want to be touched. And this is actually a conversation I had with somebody. Like, if Japanese woman wants to be touched, wants to be, like receiving affection, and not, I would say not every one of them does because of the culture. But the thing is, why does men, Japanese men don't do it? If they really want it. And I think it because of the conversation. Ayan, Lynn Samson. Ayan, mega, mega, love shout out sa iyo. Ayan, kumusta, Madam Lynn? Ayan. And yun nga, katulad nun. So, I think it's more of like a conversation between couples, especially when you come in a background where, affection or showing affection doesn't really exist. But if you want it, don't just, like this is another thing when it comes to us women, and I'm going to include myself, okay? Because back in the day, I was like this. We usually, as a woman, we usually think of our, of a person, like let's just say in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, we sometimes feel that it's kind of like it's a common sense for our partner to know what's wrong with us. We want them to guess. We're gonna start to be silent or something like that. We're gonna treat them with a silent treatment when we want something or like when they did something wrong. The thing is, I think it's time for us women to actually just say what exactly we want. Don't just, don't just do the silent treatment and kind of like expect our partner to know what we want. And at the same thing, it could go both ways. Some men are actually the same thing. They don't tell you. They it's a stereotype that women is the only people that do this is women. But the thing is, I think it could be both ways. Some men don't actually tell exactly what they want. But if the conversation are open, you tell your partner what exactly you want, then I think it's a better relationship. It's way better. It doesn't matter if they're gonna be hurt, because you can actually play with words. You can actually, and this is what one of the things that I've learned, like through like past years, is like choose your words. Like really choose your words. Sa Tagalog, guys, ayan. Kumbaga, tayong mga babae, minsan laging sinasabi, anong gusto mo manghula ako? 'Di ba? Kaya nag-aaway, 'di ba? Kasi kumbaga parang, hindi mo ba alam? 'Di ba? Parang ganun. Sabihin niyo diretsahan. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na porket gusto yung sabihin o ipahiwatig kung ano yung gusto nyo, hindi nyo naiisiping mabuti kung paano nyo sasabihin. Because napaka-importante na nasasabi nyo ng maayos. Hindi kasi, yun yung mga bagay na o diba, anong dila-dila yan, Shirley? O diba? Ayan, mega, mega, mega love shout out, Shirley. Ayan, thank you. Because yun yung mga bagay na naoobserbahan ko talaga. Na tipong, minsan, yun yung mga bagay na hindi natin ginagawa. 'Di ba? Tapos minsan magugulat na lang tayo bakit magulo or bakit kayo nag-aaway, 'di ba? Or kahit nga hindi sa relationship, hindi sa romantic relationship, even sa kunwari sa family, 'di ba? Usually, kumbaga parang kailangan nating maghulaan. Oh, sino maunang manghula, 'di ba? Mas maganda yung kung meron kang dinadamdam, Sabihin mo ng diretso, 'di ba? Pero 'pag sabi mo ng diretso, pipiliin mo rin siyempre yung mga bagay, yung mga salita. Kasi kumbaga, 'di ba? And I'm not saying this because I'm doing this in perfect manner. Siyempre nalalaglag din ako minsan. Tao lang. But at the same time, don't make it as an excuse that we're human. We make mistakes or we don't. You have to learn from those mistakes, 'di ba? Hindi yung tipong paulit-ulit na lang talaga. So yun yung mga bagay na parang sa tingin ko pagdating naman sa affection, I think it's very, very important na ipakita nyo talaga kung, 'di ba, yung pagmamahal ninyo. Hindi naman sabihin na halikan nyo araw-araw, 'di ba? Kumagayakap, 'di ba? Yung simpleng ganyan lang or kung ano man. Like for me, if I'm awkward, because there are moments that I'm just awkward when it comes to touching. Like for example, in a club, usually, and the thing is, this is another thing. This is another thing in Japan. Usually, Japanese, because public display of affection, not just for relationship, but with friends and stuff like that, is non-existent. But when they're drunk, when they drink, they're so touchy. Like they just wanna touch you all the time. And the thing with me, even if I'm drunk, if I'm not in the mood of that, which is somehow, I don't know why, but sometimes I'm just really awkward person. Like in the club, because I'm a club goer, I love clubs, I love disco, whatever you call it in your generation. I like my space. It's like, don't touch me. I'm not those people. That's why I don't like crowded places. Like rush hour. That's why I don't like trains in Japan. Because if I'm timed on rush hour, it's just full packed of people like side to side and you're gonna be squeezed in. Basta may alak, may balak. 'Di ba? But it's not just about that. It's just, like with friends, kapag yung mga kaibigan nyo nalalasing, 'di ba? Yakap, mahal na mahal kita. Ang ngom ngom ngom. 'Di ba? May mga ganyan, 'di ba? May mga ganyang emote. Pero sa akin usually, kahit lasing ako, may mga moments talaga ako usually if I try to remember it correctly, I don't really like. I just don't like. I pick who it is. And don't be offended if one day if you're a friend of mine or if you're a person that I kind of like close with, if I didn't touch you or if I didn't give you some kind of like those touchy kind of thing, it doesn't mean that I don't like you. It's just because I have that kind of mentality sometimes. Like I just don't like to be touched. May ganong emote. Tama ba ako, admin? Ayan. O ano lang, sa utak ko lang yon. O napansin mo rin yon. Ayan, di ba? So usually, I think it's because I don't know, because I always think about that. But anyways, stop, like this is not about me. Ako maingay pag lasing. O, di ba? Ako din, ako nangaaway ako pag lasing. Pag lasing ako, huwag niyo ako lasingin guys. Kasi baka masaktan kayo sa mga sasabihin ko. Medyo boss. Talaga ba, admin? O sinasabi mo lang yan kasi naaalala mo? O, di ba? Ayan. Ayan. Pati tuloy yung laway ko tumutulo. Ayan, I think I'm drooling. Kakatawa. Ayan. Depende sa mood. Ayan. Oh, diba? I think so too. Because as I've said, like I always, like even in the club, I'm really awkward when it comes to I like my space. Like don't go near me. Like even with friends sometimes, if I'm not in the mood, like in Japan, a lot of, Japanese women and even Japanese men as well, if they got drunk, then become touchy. Like sometimes I would like just dance, like just dance, whatever. And then some Japanese woman would slap your ass or like hug you out of nowhere. You don't even know them. Silent muna, phone host. Yes, yes, Marge. Ayan, I know you're working. Ayan, Marge. And ayan, dyan ka lang, Dyan ka lang. Ayan. I hope you doing well, Marge. And of course, don't forget, ayan, to rest, Marge. Huwag mo kalimutan refresh. Ayan, huwag masyadong magpakapagod dyan at mag-isa ka dyan. 'Di ba? Ayan. Thank you, Marge. Guys, ayan, if you're not connected with Marge Banaag Vlog, ayan, please do. Ayan, mahalin niyo yan si Marge. Ingay mga camel dito. Di ko na makamarite. Ah! Marami pala dyan ngayon. Nagpapakain ka siguro ngayon. Ano? Ayan. Sige, sige, Marge. Okay. Thank you, Marge. Ayan. Ano daw? Ano sabi ni ano? Ako, depende sa mood. May ganun ka rin pala, admin. Ayan. Si admin, alam ko, matachi-tachi din to kapag ano lasing. Ayan guys, if you're a touchy-touchy person when you get drunk, you turn to a different person when you get drunk. Please press 1. I wanna know. Gusto ko malaman kung kayo, pag may mga alak kayo sa katawan ninyo, nag-iiba yung ano nyo, nag-iiba yung pananaw ninyo sa buhay. Kasi ang dami talaga. Dito sa Japan talaga ang dami. Like, you give them alcohol, Japanese can be completely different. I don't know if it's because their barrier or their guards are down. And the thing is, that's what alcohol actually gives you, is like you kind of lose that shame. You don't, all of your guards are kind of down. So I think one of the things is that. But, be careful when you get drunk. Because you don't know what you're doing. And ayan ang hilig-hilig ng mga tao kapag may nagawang mali. Lasing ako noon, di ko alam. Ayan, please press 1 kung isa kayo sa mga nag-aalibay ng ganun. Hindi ko alam. Lasing ako eh. Kaya nagawa ko yun. O, diba? Oh, guilty. Anyone who's guilty in the house, please press 1. Ayan. Patay mali siya. Anong patay mali siya naman dyan, Jensky? Ano yung magkukwento mo? And guys, of course, before we end this live stream, as I've told you guys, we're gonna end pretty fast today. Before we end the live stream, o diba? Ano nangyari? Ayan, kung gusto nyong mangaroling tonight, ayan, Christmas caroling is now open. The keyword is the same. Sa may bahay. One word, guys. One word. Sa may bahay. Ayan. And Nightbot will drop the link. Ayan. Mangaroling na kayo, guys. Pag walang mangaroling ka, admin. So, Christmas Carol is now open. Ayan, mangaroling kayo, guys. Paminsan-minsan naman, patulan nyo. Kayo talaga, ayaw nyo pumatol. Diba? Nakakamiss yung mga nangangaroling. Diba? I think because it's November now in the Philippines, I'm pretty sure sa mga taong naka-experience na ng kinakatok ang pamamahay nila para sa caroling. Ayan, please press 1. O, diba? Dito walang ganyan talaga, guys. Christmas doesn't really exist in Japan. But, like lately, the way Japanese celebrate their Christmas is more of like illumination, lights. It's a lot of lights, like a lot of like very popular city downtown. They're already having that kind of event. Jenski, magkano binibigay mo, Jenski? Magkano na ba? Magkano na ba ngayon ng hindi ba, ano ba yun? Hindi barat, o, diba? Wala pa ako ligo at nawala ng kuryente maghapon. Wala din tubig. Ay, kaya pala, 20. Parehas din pala. Okay pa pala yun, diba? Kasi ako barat eh. Because actually, we were talking about this earlier. Like, I was kind of like, complaining about Japan because I feel like, when I'm doing my grocery shopping, I feel like everything is just up. Like the prices are way up. So I kind of feel like, like the value of money becomes more and more and less. And then somebody told me like, yes, yung 1,000 nga eh. Parang 100 na lang sa Pilipinas, which actually like 4 years ago, like before pandemic, because I was in the Philippines before pandemic. Like I think I felt that, like yung 1,000 sa Pilipinas, ay grabe, parang 100 lang. Dati pag may 1,000 ka, ang dami mo nang mabibili. Marami ka ng kumbaga mayaman ka na. Pag may 1,000 ka. Ngayon, ay nga, 'di ba? Pag ganong mga bagay, 'di ba? 1,000 parang wala, parang 100 lang. Parang lang, barya. So, sabi ko, pag may nangaroling, binigyan mo ng 1,000 o kaya yung mga yung ano bang tawag dun? Yung sa mga inaanak, 'di ba? Paano pa kaya pag binigyan mo ng 1,000, baka sabihin ang barat naman ito ni Nina. Pero guys, dahil wala ako sa Pilipinas, bahala kayo diyan. 'Di ba hindi uso sa Japan ang namamasko po, o 'di ba? Tapos biglang dito ako sinugod ng mga inaanak. Huwag kayong magsugod-sugod dito ha. Pag mga bata, pwede na 5 piso. Pag mga medyo matanda na at may performance level, mga 100 siguro. Ay oo, tanda ko pa yun. So parehas lang. So kumbaga dati, di ba pag minsan 50, pag nangangaroling ka, pag 50 parang, ay wow, di ba 50. Pag bata ka pa. Pag tumatanda-tanda ka na, pag 50, ay ang baba naman. To the highest level pa naman yung performance. 'Di ba? At saka yung kapag kunwari parang choir, yung mga choir, ang ganda ng boses, parang nahihiya ka magbigay ng isang Uy, naalala ko 'yan, 'di ba? Pero gano'n na guys. Ayan. So, anyways guys, if you want, ayan, Christmas caroling are now open. Ayan. Just type the word samay bahay. O, 'di ba? Ayan. Oh. Ang galing naman. Ganun pala, no? Kapag gusto kong maagang matapos, umpisa pa lang sabihin ko na, maaga ako matatapos ngayon, ah. Biglang walang umakyat talaga. Kaloka. Natakot, o, di ba? Ayan. Pero thank you guys. Thank you guys naman, nandyan kayo. Ayan. Si Jensky, kunwari pa to si Jensky. Ito hindi na, ikaw Jensky, hindi ka mangangaroling. O, di ba? Pang ano rin yun, isang order din yun ng ulam. Mangaroling ka na, Jensky. 'Di ba? Para masaya yung mga viewers natin. Especially, ayan, andyan si Marge. O, 'di ba? Matutuwa yan si Marge. Lalo yung mga OFW, 'di ba? Kaming mga nandito sa ibang bansa. Nakakaano kaya? Nakakalungkot. Ano gagawin? Ay, 'di ba? May kumakatok sa bahay mo, 'di ba? O, tapos kumakanta sila ng Pampasko. Yung sa may bahay, yung mga ganon, mga simpleng ganon lang. Ganon lang gagawin mo, Jensky. O, mangangaroling ka lang. Pero onting palakpak-palakpak naman dyan. O, yun lang yun. O, tapos, ayan. May ano ka kay admin. Ganon lang. O, hindi. Mga ganyang bagay lang. Kasi syempre, di ba? Ayan. Need ko umakyat nun. Ay, saan mo kakantayin yan? Dyan lang, yung hindi namin maririnig. Di ba? Diyan ka lang kakanta, paano ka namin maririnig? Ito talaga si Jensky, oh. Hibang pa to si Jensky. Oh, wala pa sa ulirat. Pagod pa siya. Pagod pa. Jensky, akyat na. Tapos kanta ka ng pangpasko. O, diba? Ayan, ang keyword natin for today is, ayan, sa may bahay, one word. O, diba? Ayan, si BFF kaya. BFF, yung mga bata, pakantayin mo ng pangpasko, BFF. May trabaho ata si BFF. Ayan, ayaw pa nila. Oh, choosy pa sila. Sayang din yun, pang isang ano din yun. O kunwari ano, zesto, 'di ba? Yung mga pambaon, mga normal na pambaon. Zesto, magkano na ba zesto ngayon guys? Tapos ano, skyflakes. Tama ba yun? Pag 50, tama yun. Tulog, puyat ako, 3 hours lang tulog ko. Nasa kwarto na kasi ako. Ay wow, ang daming alibay ni Jensky. O, 'di ba? The keyword is sa may bahay. O, 'di ba? Pero thank you guys. Ayan. Maraming salamat nandito kayo. Ayan. I know medyo onti lang yung mga pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi. Ayan. Kasi nga, gusto ko rin magpahinga ng onti. Bukas may trabaho pa tayo, 'di ba? Medyo pagura ng linggo ngayon. O, 'di hopefully ayan refresh ng onte and wala lang gusto ko lang din maglaro ng sabay gano'n and saka tingin ko pagod naman din kayong lahat para makapagpahinga din kayo 'di ba? Oh, ang bait ko ngayon 'di ba? Ayan. But anyways, ayan, bahala kayo diyan. At dahil diyan guys, as I've said, if you have time and I feel like it, ayan, ako na lang kakanta. This is what we called, andito pa ba yun? Sing a song. Ayan, that's what we called. So because we talk about relationships, affection, and stuff like that, I'm going to sing something that I feel is like my go-to kind of like love songs, like things that I felt like, love and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure you already heard me sing this song, but because I kind of like want to sing this. And of course, there are a couple of songs that just a couple of songs before we end this live stream. And let me just kind of like deal with this, guys. Let me check. May request ka ba, Jensky? Yung alam ko Ayan. Ayan, dahil natutuwa ako sa'yo, Jensky. May ganun. Dahil natutuwa ako sa'yo, Jensky. Ako pa talaga natuwa no? Dahil natutuwa ako sa'yo. Ayan. Ay, ano nangyari? Tayo ay kakanta. Ayan. I have you or evergreen. Ay naku, ano ba yung kanta na yan? Anong evergreen? Alam ko yon. Alam ko ba yon, admin? Do I know that? Bilis ng request, lapag agad. Kaya nga ikaw una ko tinanong, alam ko meron na kagad yan eh. Diba? Pero hindi. Actually, there's actually one that I feel like I wanted to sing. Guys, I'm not a singer, guys. So, don't expect too much. If you don't want to hear it, you can stop right here. But there's actually one song that I kind of wanted to do, but I wonder if, because there's a lot of version of this. I don't know if I can do it, guys, but let me see. Ay, Kuya Tres! Oh, si Kuya Tres andito. Kuya Tres ka. Alam ko ba yon, admin? Parang hindi. Oo nga. I think, ano naman, Jency, hindi ko alam yan. Ay, Kuya Tres, kumusta? Ikaw, Kuya Tres, meron kang ayan, before we end the live stream, meron kang request song. Do you have any request song for moi? Ayan. Hindi ako singer. Pampatulog lang to, Kuya Tres. Patulugin ko kayong lahat sa boses ko. Nakakaantok daw. Na natin kung kaya ko. Request song. Yes. Anong gusto mong kanta, Kuya Tres? Yung alam ko May hindi ko alam. Oh, sorry naman, Jensky. Hindi ko alam yun. I don't think alam ko yun. Ay, wow. Ang taas niya na. I love you, goodbye. Naku po. Tingnan natin. Yung mababa to Kuya Tressa. Kasi baka pagalitan tayo. Ano to? Lower key. Okay lang ba yon? Hindi mataas. Tapos kapag tumaas, bagsak na. Okay lang. Ay, wow, master. Ayan. So, try natin to. Naku, pagalitan tayo ni Mood Rebels. Sabihin, kumakanta ka ng hindi bagay sa'yo. Ayan. Pero, let's try this one out. Ayan. The lower version or my version of I Love You, Goodbye. Ah, wow, ang sakit ng kantang itich. And this is for you. Ayan, Kuya Trust. I love you. Good. Whew. Walang iiyak, guys, Ayan. Walang practice to, guys. Naririnig niyo yung kanta? Yes. Ayan. So everyone, disclaimer guys, I'm not a singer, but I'll try my best. This is the song called I Love You, Goodbye. Minsan sa life natin, kailangan na natin sukuan yung mga pinaglalaban natin kasi minsan di mo na maiintindihan ano ang nangyayari. One who could give you love, the kind of love you really need. Wish I could say to you that I always stay with you. Baby, that's not me. You need someone willing to give their heart and soul to you. Promise you forever, baby, that's something I could do. Oh, I could say that I'll be all you need, but that would be a lie. Oh, I only hurt you, I know I'd only make you cry. Sakit naman ito. Love you. I hope someday you can some way to understand. I'm only doing this for you. Don't really want it cold, but deep in my heart I know this is the kindest thing to do. Want someone who will be the one that I could never be. Give something better than the love you find with me. Oh, I could say the one, the all you need, but that would be a crime. someone as much as I love you. I don't wanna leave you, baby, it tears me up inside. I love you. Baby, it's never gonna work out. I love you. Aray ko, ang chokit naman nun, Kuya Tris. Ayan. I hope I did justice with that. Ayan. And of course, Shirley, this is for you. Thank you naman sa pag-appreciate. Okay lang ba yun? Ayan. And this is for you, Shirley. Oh, diba? Thank you. Ano pa? Ayan, meron pa tayong oras. Ayan, sige lang. So, as I've said earlier, habang nag-iisip kayo kung ano yung gusto nyong ipakanta sa akin. Ayan. Let's try. Wala namang echo, guys, diba? Ayan. So, I'm gonna try this one. I wanna know if I can do it. This is something called fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, and I kind of like how it sounds like but I didn't practice this. Dito ako magpa-practice, diba? Ayan. So, I hope you like this one, guys. This is masakit din to, guys. So, as I've said, guys, sometimes may ganun talaga, guys. Kanta muna tayo bago tayo magyaw-yaw. Let's see. Ulit. Diba? Hirap pumasok eh. To your family, watch my favorite shows on your TV. Made me breakfast in the morning. Ay, hindi ko talaga alam talaga. Nung pinakikinggan ko to, okay naman. Okay. Okay. Gets ko na, guys. Making plans to travel around the world. Said we'd always put each other first. All love songs we used to play too funny. Now I hate you. I remember when you'd call me night. Look through all our photographs. Remember when we used to laugh, but I don't recognize us anymore. Mama told me, love someone you gotta set them free. But I guess that you're not coming back. I thought that we could be the ads and try to fix all of our flaws. But when you say you love me, you must have had your fingers crossed. Time goes by, the scars no longer show. But underneath it all, there's still this hope. Filled up with my second guesses, but I guess I learned a lesson. life will come and go. As just something beautiful will grow. So, ito hindi ko mag-gets talaga eh. Itong mga bandang huli na to eh. As you anyone, Mama told me, love someone you gotta set them free. I guess that you're not coming back. I thought that we could be the heads and try to fix all of our flaws. But when you said you loved me, you must have had your fingers crossed. Diba? Ang sakit din nun. Yung kanta na yan, guys. Yung tipong saglit nga. Yung tipong yung kantang yan, nung sinabi mo siguro na mahal mo ko, naka-fingers crossed ka. Parang ganun. Pero habang kinakanta mo, mellow-mellow siya, hindi masyadong masakit. Pero nakakatuwa lang yung diba? So yun. Iba kasi yung version niya dito sa karaoke, tas iba yung version na narinig ko. Yung kay Elijah Woods yung narinig ko, kaya hindi ko siya masundan talaga ng bongga. O diba? So if you know that song, guys, I'm pretty sure I didn't make a justice about that. But as I've said, ayan, napunta tayo sa mga sad songs. So, dire-diretsahin na natin tong sad songs. Ayan, what else do you have for me, guys? Ayan, sige. Mga sad songs tayo, guys. Do I have sad songs? Actually, there's actually one song that I kind of want to sing. But, ang hirap eh. Oh, ito na lang. Wala kayong request, guys. Oh, this one. I think this one was requested before. I hope I could do justice. Ayan, let's try this one, guys. Please don't ask me what am I thinking. It's about you. Pampanto. Please don't ask me, I never can see you. What can I do? First impulse is to run to your side. My heart's not free, so I must hide. Please don't ask me what I'm gonna say to you. I toss and turn, can't sleep at night. It's worrying me. I go to bed tonight, the light, your face I see. Ayan, nawala tuloy tayo sa hulog, guys. The way could ever be more than friends. Please don't ask me why I'm so in love with you. It easily make me happy, but I know. But I try my best to never tell you so. I'll sing to you my love songs and pretend Please don't ask me why I'm not talking. Just can't explain. And please don't ask me why I go walking out in the rain. I could not live the life it would take to have you here would be a mistake. Please don't ask me why I'm still in love with you. Ganon. Ayan. And last one, guys, before we end the live stream. Ayan. This, guys, is for you guys. Ayan. You know. Show your affection, guys, to your loved ones. Don't forget that. Ayan. If you love them, if you're beside them, hug them, just now. Do that. It'll give you, good feelings. Oh, 100%. Take me as you are. Push me other. The sadness, I need this time to be with you. I'm freezing in the sun, I'm burning in the rain. The silence, I'm screaming, calling now your name. I do reside in your light. Put out the fire with me and find. Yeah, you lose the side of your circles. That's what I do if we say goodbye. To be is all I gotta be. And all that I see, and all that I need this time. To me, the life you gave me, the day you said goodnight. The calmness in your face that I see through the night. The warmth of your light is personal to us. You didn't ask me why I never would have known. Oblivion is falling down. And I do reside in your light. Put out the fire with me and find. You lose the side of your circles. That's what I do if we say goodbye. To me is To be is all I gotta be, and all that I see, and all that I need this time. To be the life you gave me, the day you said goodnight. Is already taken, is already taken. She's already taken, she's already taken you. Biglang naging given. Yes, good night, all of you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Ayan, oyasumi guys. And I hope you have a wonderful, 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 wonderful life ahead of you. Don't forget, guys, even if you don't find the love for you, hindi nyo man pa yan nakikita sa ngayon, don't ever give up on love. Just don't. Love is one thing that actually makes life worth living for. It doesn't matter if you're heartbroken. It doesn't matter how much pain it gets you. That's how life is. That's pain. Pain is there for us to know how to feel happy. Pain is there for us to how to know how we can appreciate small things in life that makes us happy. So, if you didn't find your somebody yet, don't give up, It's there. Always, always remember someone is there for you. Just know how to look for it and always be open for it. So guys, this is it for me, and thank you for being in tune with me tonight. I hope you kind of have a little glimpse of what public display of affection in Japan versus the rest of the world, and for all the people that I love. Ayan, I love you guys, and of course to you guys sa mga bida ng channel na to, guys. Thank you for always supporting ICFit, and I hope more and more in this life journey we can actually get better every day. Thank you so much. Good night, otsukare sama deshita. And dahil dito sa channel na ito, 100% true, I know you're there. Good night as well. Kayo ang bida. Bye-bye, guys. Love you all. Ciao.